Agriculture mechanization is one of the least talked about subjects when it comes to agriculture in Africa, especially in Ghana. Largely, most of the farms you visited, which are dominated by smallholder farmers, use a lot of hoes and cutlass. But in the era where we are urging a lot of young people to move into commercial farming or move into farming itself, we will need a lot of machines to be using in these farms. Machines such as tractors, such as ploughs, such as harvesters, boom sprayers, and many more. So this week on the Ghanaian Farmer, we are all the way in the northern region, Tamale, and we found ourselves in Kujo Abima's farm. 2 years ago, we were here. And so we are going to be chit-chatting with the owner of Kujo Abima's farm, who is a commercial farmer and also renders services to the cooperatives he works with, from the line of plowing and harvesting and spraying. He does all of this kind courtesy the machines you see right behind me. So I'm going for a quick breather. When I come back, I'll chit chat with him for him to explain each machine and the role it plays in the line of farming. If you don't want to till the land, if you don't want to do value addition, if you don't want to be a commodity trader, you can consider investing into agricultural mechanization. And trust me, you will not regret, because a lot of farmers need these equipment on their farms to work. And if they cannot afford and you have the money, why not invest in agricultural mechanization? Send me your messages, your views, your comment. I'm going for a quick breather. When I come back, I'll be seated with the CEO of Kujo Abima's Farms, Alhaji Mashood, the overall national best woman for 2021, to chit chat more about these machines right here. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Alhaji, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thanks for having us once again at Kujo Abima's. So this is the warehouse where the grains and all that is harvested from the field come and rest. Am I correct?
Exactly.
Awesome. So Alhaji, basically when we say agricultural mechanization, what are we simply talking about?
Talking about using agricultural machines to facilitate our activities in the farms.
Okay.
For instance, when we talk of agricultural mechanization, it encompasses a lot. That is from land clearing, land development, land preparation, sowing, that is planting, fertilizer application, weed control, harvesting, and even post-harvest management.
Okay.
That it encompasses all these things.
All these things.
So to start with, you know, you can't do farming without land.
Yes.
And using land means you need to clear it. Because mostly all virgin lands you see has trees on them. And then you need to clear them. So many people think bulldozers and other heavy duty machines are not part of agriculture. Meanwhile, in real sense, they are part of agriculture.
Okay.
Mechanization services.
Right.
So you start by using the bulldozers to clear the trees. That is, you are clearing them sensibly. You don't clear everything off. You clear and leave trees which are in line.
Okay.
And then you prepare your land, you clear your land, and then you then come with tractors to start the land preparation, and then you develop it very well for other
the planting purposes.
The planting purposes. So agricultural mechanization is not just something all farmers should think of even possessing or having. Because in an effort of successive governments from President Kufuor, even J.J. Rawlings up to date, all governments have put in efforts to see whether they can establish AMSECs around the country. So whereby every potential farmer or a young farmer who is trying to become a farmer can fall on the services of those AMSECs. The AMSECs just here means Agricultural Mechanization Service Centers.
Okay.
That's the short form of what I've just said.
The long run.
So they, in the interest or in the wisdom of those governments, from President Kufuor, even President Rawlings up to date, they have tried to establish AMSECs, especially through the district assemblies.
Okay.
But over the period, it looks like the AMSECs don't travel beyond certain
areas,
certain age.
Okay.
Maybe 2-3 years, you see the tractors parked, nobody to service it. So in the wisdom of this government, they encourage us to come as private operators,
okay,
to see how we can establish private AMSECs in our own way.
Okay.
And being a commercial farmer,
right,
where I have so many outgrowers around me,
work with.
So we're able to establish an AMSEC, and then we are rendering services around
to the small farmers. Okay.
All the smallholder farmers.
Okay.
So basically, everything machine which has anything to do agriculture,
okay,
is
agricultural mechanization.
Exactly.
Okay. So before I move to my next question, this is a follow-up about the AMSEC you mentioned.
Yes.
Is it still operational, or since now they are partnering with commercial farmers to establish it in their zones, it is off?
No. Some of the districts still have, I can't call them agricultural mechanization centers, but they are a few agricultural machinery, like a tractor,
okay,
harrow, and a plow, which they use to render services for some of the districts, like my district, my own district. I'm aware they have some 2 tractors which they use to render services, even though it is not a complete mechanization center, but it is complementing what we are also doing there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So when I walk into a center like what you have here, what are some of the machines that I'll be seeing around?
I started by mentioning a bulldozer.
Yeah.
We have tractors. We have tractors with this implement. Okay. Like what we are just sitting on is a plow.
Okay.
And then behind us, we have harrows, heavy-duty harrows. And then we have ridges. We have combines.
Okay.
We have cereal harvesters, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
And then planters.
Right.
We have planters around, and even we have
trucks,
long trucks, which we use to move our machines around. And so all those machines form part of the agricultural mechanization.
Okay, so when a smallholder farmer walks into your center and see all these machines lined up, am I supposed to be a part of the cooperatives you work with to enjoy, or even if I'm an individual, I can just pay and then the service will be rendered?
Yeah, depending on your farm size and your location.
Okay.
Because, we can't render service to the whole, northern region is very broad.
It's huge, yes.
So you can't render services to everybody in the northern region. Provided you fall within the enclave where we are operating, we make sure we render services to you.
Okay.
Because moving tractors are very costly, or moving agricultural machines are very, very costly, because you have to put it on a low bed, transport it to so many different locations. So it means what we encourage is that people should rather form cooperatives and groups, either farm-based organization or farm-based cooperatives.
Okay.
And then they fall on us, then we render services,
to them.
Okay.
So in that way, do you charge per acre, or you charge when they come in group and you have to work for them?
No, we charge per acre.
Okay.
If not, we can pay our workers and service the machines.
Okay.
So we charge per acre. Depending on the prevailing conditions around a particular period, then we charge. Our fees are not fixed, but it based on the market demands and then what is happening around that period. Because if fuel prices go high, I don't think we should be charging less. We also charge according to those things.
The situation. Okay, that's very good. What kind of farmers benefit from the machines you have here? Is it just rice producers, vegetable, or what?
Yeah, mostly it's cereal and leguminous farmers. For instance, legumes, like soybean. We do direct harvesting. That is, if you are able, farmers should note, if you are able to prepare your field very well and it is leveled. If not, we can use the combines to pick your soybean, unless you uproot and then we thresh for you. because there is direct harvesting and then threshing.
Okay.
So we do direct harvesting, at the same time we thresh.
Okay.
So if your lands are well prepared, very level, then we can harvest direct for you.
Okay.
But if not so, you have to uproot and then we thresh for you.
Okay.
And again, we have combines for maize harvesting. We can harvest maize for you, provided your maize is planted very well according to the lines, in line.
Okay.
If they are not in line, we can harvest them for you direct. Unless you harvest again and then we thresh for you. That's another thing. So some of our combines are used to harvest maize direct from our fields. Especially where we are, our own fields, we harvest maize direct with combines. Because we can't use human labor to harvest anything. So all these things, we do it. And when it comes to plowing, I mean, we render services to farmers again, like I said, those who are in groups.
Okay. So for me not to come and then you tell me, oh, looking at your field preparation and also the spacing in between your plants, we will not be able to harvest and thresh for you. So we can only thresh for you. Go ahead and harvest. So what do you suggest? I should come to you before?
You come during land preparation.
Okay.
We prepare your land for you. We do it we prepare it very level for you. And again, we plant for you with the planters.
All right. Okay.
So in that case, our planters, we are still harvesting, we are still investing to even buy more planters.
Okay.
But so many people do come here looking for planting services, by which time our planters are already out.
Busy
working elsewhere. Okay. So we are still investing more to bring in more planters.
Okay.
And thank God the government too is doing, successful governments are doing very well. They bring in more planters, more seed drills and other things, and then we're also leveraging on that.
Okay, so you're still watching the Ghanaian Farmer, and our conversation today is enlightening you about agricultural mechanization. So per what the overall national best farmer 2021, Alhaji Mashood, the CEO of Kujo Abimash Farm, is telling you is that if you cannot till the land, if you cannot be someone who buys and sell, if you cannot add value, you can equally invest into agriculture machines and then do business with farmers in your community. So at this point in time, let's move from one machine to the other. Let him mention the name of the machine and what it does on the farm. So come with me.
Okay.
Right, so whilst we were seated there having the conversation, Alhaji mentioned the machines one after the other. So we're going to take you in that particular order. So starting here, or is it parked here, I should say. Parked here is, Alhaji, what are we standing next to?
Just a bulldozer.
Okay.
That's what we use for clearing. It's the first machine we move to site when we are to deal with the first or a virgin land.
Okay.
So we move in a bulldozer to clear the trees. That is, if they are not economic trees, we make sure we don't clear economic trees. We clear trees and then make the place and shrubs and make the place a bit clear for the tractor to move in for first plowing. So this machine you see is a bulldozer, which, well, it's not that every farmer should be able to buy it. Not every farmer should possess it. At least you can rent it. But if you have the means, especially if you are doing commercial farming and you are even rendering services to other farmers, and you have the means to buy, it's not a bad idea. It's a good area. Anybody who has money can invest in, and then most farmers will fall on him anywhere in Ghana, because you know our vegetation sometimes is very thick. So they rent and then go and clear their lands, and then before a tractor moves in, because the human, we're gone are the days where we're using human labor to even uproot trees. But how many can they do? Especially this our generation. How many can we even uproot? You even engage about 20 or 30 people to go and uproot. Maybe in a day they will uproot only 2 or 3 trees. So they can't do anything. But with this one, at least in a day, you can get about 1.1, at least between 1 hectare to 1.5 hectares. And then you are good to go.
Okay. How much is this likely to cost?
It's costly. But I don't want to put a figure on it. And then, but because this was procured about 2 years ago.
Wow.
So, and I mean, reality is that you don't mention money on.
Of course, of course, of course. So I'm sure that when someone needs it, so it's a bulldozer. What brand is that? A brand?
And this Shintoi, we bought it from Zonda, Ghana.
Right.
And there is a Chinese machine, but they are different brands.
I'm sure in this present day, if you want some to buy, you might even get a modern version.
Exactly.
And then which the cost would tell you. Yes. So we are done with the this one. We'll move to the next machine. And then we'll keep educating you.
So I don't know whether we should just move in that line or we should be dealing with.
We can do with the next one available.
So this is seed drill.
Seed what?
Seed drill.
Okay.
So
what is it used for?
We can call it a planter. Because in the layman's view, we can say this is a planter.
Okay.
We use it to, like the name suggests, we use it for planting.
Planting what?
Rice. This particular one is used for rice.
Okay.
So you can see that the droppings are very close to each other. You'll be planting the seed at the same time applying fertilizers.
Oh, I see.
Yes, so the day of planting is the day you are even applying fertilizer. Okay. It has two components.
Right.
The first component is for fertilizer, and then the second component is for seed.
Okay.
So you feed in seed and fertilizer at the same time. Whilst the seed is dropping, the fertilizer too is dropping.
Also dropping.
So, like I don't know whether I've mentioned it. Using the uses of or using agricultural mechanization, agricultural machines reduces costs.
Exactly.
And even speeding up your work.
Very effective.
Very effective. So if you are for instance, if it is human, you have to plant and then come back again and pay for fertilizer application.
To be done another day.
But this one, you are just planting at the same time.
Doing your fertilizer as well.
And it's something which is not common.
Okay.
Because so many people, and if you are able to have a very good agricultural mechanization center, so many farmers will fall on you, and then you render
your service to them and
then
charge
make
them.
your money from there. So you see, the agricultural value chain is a very big one.
Very.
It can employ so many people.
Yeah.
If you invest in that direction, you are employing so many people, you are putting food on so many people's table, and then you can, you are helping the nation.
Make money.
And then you are making work so easily.
Right. Okay, so we'll move to the next one.
We'll just move to a combine harvester.
Okay. Okay, so we've seen a lineup of about 5 or 7 combine. Is it harvesters?
Yeah, that's combine harvesters.
Right behind us.
Yes, so this one is used for rice harvesting.
Okay.
Yes, because there is that particular interest of Ghana becoming self-sufficient in rice production. So government in its effort is promoting that, and then we too we've seen the opportunity, and then we're looking forward to see how we can also put our efforts towards the vision of the country.
Okay.
To become rice sufficient or rice sufficient in the country.
Okay.
So that's why I
invested
in this.
Into this. But you produce rice yourself, right?
Yeah, I produce rice.
How many acres or hectares?
I'm doing rice over 2,000 acres as we speak. So
2,000?
Yes, 2,000 dotted around the northern region.
Okay.
So we are just, in this regard, we are also looking at, we need harvesters so much.
All right, that's very good.
So this combine harvester. And then even if you are rendering services with combine harvester, you make a lot of money.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And these are pneumatic. So others are also looking for the crawler combines. So if an investor or somebody who is interested in investing in agricultural machines, if he's able to even invest in buying the crawler combines, he's going to make a lot of money. Because so many people want their rice to be harvested wet. Pneumatic combines cannot do that. Mostly it's the crawler combines we are able to use to do wet, fresh harvesting, which they use for straight mailing.
Okay. All right. So we'll move to the next machine and what it does. So where are we going? Where the tractors are lined
we're going
up?
to tractors.
Okay. So come with me. Let's go and see. We have a lot of tractors lined up. Right. So from the lined up of combine harvesters, we found ourselves standing next to a chain of tractors as well. They come in sizes and colors and shapes. So tell me about these tractors. What do they?
Yes, tractors in agricultural mechanization is one of the most important equipment we need in agriculture.
Yeah.
But it does a lot of work. We use tractors for plowing, for harrowing, for leveling, for weed control, even for transportation. So tractor is one of the most important machine we need in agriculture.
Okay.
And then tractors in Ghana ranges between even 25 horsepower to 150 horsepower.
Okay.
But here we have only 75 horsepower tractors, 90 horsepower, 80 horsepower tractors, and 100 horsepower tractors.
Okay.
And in the here,
right,
which we use for our works and then services to other smallholder farmers. Depending on what equipment or implement you are using with the machine or what type of soil you are dealing with determines what category of horsepower you need.
Okay.
So for instance, if you are dealing with heavy soils like in the lowlands and other heavy soils, you need heavy duty tractor to till the land.
Okay.
And then you can come in with the low horsepower tractors for spraying, leveling, and then harrowing.
All right.
Yes.
So it means that I have to tell you where exactly my farm is going to be.
What are we doing for you?
Okay.
And what type of land are we dealing with?
Okay.
Is it in a lowland?
Right.
Is it upland? Or is it a loamy soil? That kind of.
So that informs you what horsepower you should move to the client farm to go and work with.
Exactly.
All right. So we'll go to where they.
So the tractor is a multi-purpose tractor.
Okay.
Even elsewhere, this fun. Elsewhere, even if the farmer is going to even marry, they use tractor to even transport people.
I hear you, Anaji. I hear you.
So transporting tractor, a tractor can be used for transportation purposes.
I hear you. No problem. No, so you heard me mention ridges and ploughs and all those things. So we'll go back to where we came from, and then Alaji will take us through the various ridges we have, the ploughs.
So we can start with, we have a boom sprayer here.
Okay.
That is what we use for.
This very machine.
Yes, that's what we use for spraying.
Okay.
Weedicides and then pesticides in the farms.
Okay.
So it is hitched to a tractor, and then the tractor will use it to spray. We'll use it to the farm.
Okay.
So that's what. So the tractor, the boom sprayer is used for. So the tractor is a multi-purpose equipment, which at least in any case, if you are doing anything more than 100 or 200 acres, you need it.
One. All right. Okay. So let's move to the last part, which are the ridges.
The implements.
The implements. And then we'll round it up. We'll talk about maintenance and how much you should be thinking, or is Alaji ready to manage any of these things for you? Depending, or maybe you're thinking of, if I buy, will I get a trustworthy person to manage them? We'll talk about that. But for now, Alaji, let's take a walk. All right. So we're about to wrap up our conversation here from Kujo Abima's farm, discussing the importance, the relevance of agricultural mechanization, how we are encouraging Ghanaians living abroad who want to invest in the agriculture sector, but you don't want to do planting and harvesting. You are looking at the area of this. Now, we are wrapping up, but I've seen a lot of blade right behind me.
Yes.
Can you quickly run me through what they do?
We have different implements. Like I said, tractors, we use them for so many purposes.
Okay.
So we have the plow just in front of us, which we use as a disc plow, which we use for after clearing the land. This is what we move in with to till the land or to plow the field. Now we then come in with what is behind us is a heavy duty harrow, which we used again on heavy soils, especially depending on the type of soil. Again, if the soil is very heavy in the lowlands, this is what we use. And then we then come with those ones there too are medium harrows is 18 discs.
Okay.
Harrows, so which we use, and then we have ridges, and then other and then a rotavator is over there for leveling. Okay. So the tractor is used for so many purposes, depending on what you hitch to it. Right. Okay. That will tell you what you are doing at any given time. Okay. So if you are using the plow with the tractor, it means that you are plowing. When you are using it with a harrow, it means that you are harrowing. Okay. When you are using it with a ridger, you are doing ridges. Okay. If you are using it with a rotavator, you are leveling the field. Okay. So all right. That's what. And if you are using it with a planter, it means that you are planting. Okay, Alhaji, these things are metals. Yes. Where is the best place can I keep my equipment? And maintenance-wise, what do you do? How often do you do maintenance? Every agricultural machine needs to be kept under shade. Okay. So what we are seeing here for now, we are still going to construct the shades, and then maintenance centers for mechanic. Whenever he's going to maintain it, then he will work on it. So like a workshop for everything we are doing here. Okay. But this means that these things work only during farming season. Exactly. When the season is off, you come and pack it. Packed. You come and pack. Will I make money? Yeah, you make a lot of money. You make a lot of money. Okay. There's two months or 40 days we are using combines. If I tell you the estimates, you'll be surprised because one combine can harvest more than 20 acres a day, depending on the land preparation. Okay. So if the lands are well prepared, then it means that you harvest so simple. All right. So that's it. Money making business right there in the line of agriculture. My name is Agribusiness, and this is the Ghanaian Farmer. When you see me in town, call me Ghana's finest farmer. We are all the way in Tamale. We are visiting our very good friend, the CEO of Kujo Abima's farm. Look, Ghanaian Farmer, we only work with trusted brand that will give you result. So if you're looking for agriculture mechanization machines, if you find yourself in Tamale and the neighborings, if you contact him, he might assist you or recommend you to a different person who can be of great help. He happens to be the overall winner for 2021 National Best Farmer. So you know what I'm talking about. Thank you very much, Alhaji. Thanks so much, madam. We appreciate your time. And so, hey, I will see you next week. Watch this, share with friends, and then keep watching my channel. Subscribe is very important. Bye-bye.